saw this story at the weekend. She's, as we've come on air, she'd been dropped by one charity, Julia's House. She's now been dropped by a food allergy charity, the Natasha Allergy Research Foundation, the Children's Literacy Charity and the Prevent Breast Cancer. 4 charities have cut ties with Sarah Ferguson. This is because it's discovered had done her I hate Jeffrey Epstein, he's a paedophile, and then she sent a private email saying, thank you very much, Steve, for paying off my debts. I love you. I only said it because of this, that and the other. The big question for many people this side of the pond, Sweet, is it time for the King to cut the Yorks adrift for good? Because it would be fair to say it's beyond embarrassing, isn't it?
Yes, but the King is really limited as to what he can do. You know, I mean, what left is there except he could really tell them, I need you guys to get up and move out of Royal Lodge. If he were to pursue stripping Prince Andrew of his titles, there are certain elements of that involve Parliament. And then imagine the headlines, and now you're elevating this story that reflects negatively on the British royal family. He could just take away the prince's HRH, but I'm not even sure that Prince Andrew uses that anymore, or that we would care about that. I just feel like the King's in a really difficult position because there's, kicking a dog when they're down. What's left to do?
Over here there was real anger. They sort of ambushed that funeral the other day for the Duchess of Kent, and you could see anger written all over William's face as Andrew sort of sidled up to him. I don't know, but there's a question that I want to ask you, and we've talked. I mean, Peter Mandelson lost his job as the UK ambassador to the States over links to Epstein. Donald Trump has sort of flat-batted it. It begs the question, I was talking to somebody on the way in, how many people did this disgusting human being have in his pocket, be it with money or favours or trips or whatever? We've heard about Clinton. I mean, it must be causing a huge number of incredibly famous, important, well-known people to be shaking in their boots on a daily basis. I mean, it's an extraordinary story.
It is, and I think you really get a better understanding of how he had these people wrapped around his finger if you read that email from Fergie. She is so overly apologetic, and you're just thinking, what exactly, why is it so important to maintain this relationship with this man? Why are you trying to flatter this man? I mean, I do think it's important that I say that Fergie's team have claimed that she had to write this email because he was threatening to sue her. Now, that is what her team says in justification for it. She words, this gigantic error of judgment. I was advised, she said, I was advised under no certain terms not to speak with you or email you. I'd be causing more problems for myself. Just all of these excuses.
I've sort of, in my head, and I know Fergie, right? In my head, for a long time, I've sort of given her the benefit of the doubt. But when I saw Daphne Barak turn on her and feel that she'd been lied to and duped, I don't think the future is particularly bright for the Duke and Duchess of York. Can I bring you on to the other main news story? We seem to have a problem with the feed, but we've got your voice anyway, my darling. Harry pitches up at Clarence House, has a 54-minute meeting, goes off to Ukraine, big smiles, lots of charity, everything's great. It's all about my dad next year. A couple of articles in the paper on Saturday going, King's really keen to reforge a relationship with the prodigal son.
Royal tensions explode. Prince Harry and Prince William's rift looks deeper than ever, while Sarah Ferguson faces a new scandal as 4 major charities cut ties over resurfaced Jeffrey Epstein links. What does this mean for Prince Andrew, King Charles, and the Yorks' future in the monarchy?
Getting really, really hacked off, that's English for off, with William. William doesn't work hard enough. William's all about family. That makes King Charles feel rotten because he wasn't a good father, all of this. And then you hear the King has made it absolutely clear that the Duke of Sussex cannot be a half-in, half-out member of the royal family. The monarch, who met his son, will continue to uphold the late Queen's wish that members of the royal family do not undertake official duties whilst also earning money. It is understood that Father and son may meet privately on an occasional basis now that the Duke has appeared to draw a line under his high-profile public criticisms of the monarchy. Now his Home Office secured a hearing is over, but he will never be permitted to join the royal family in any official public role. I would believe that those articles I read on Saturday are the very reason why I'll never get back in the royal family, because I would suggest it would be his side briefing again and not keeping his mouth shut. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right. I mean, it's the same journalist that had the scoop that Harry and Meghan were meeting with Harry and Meghan's communications team was privately meeting with King Charles's team, and we got those glorious paparazzi shots. But what really ticked me off, I've already forgot the term you used, was that a source told the Daily Mail in this particular article that Harry's visit to the UK was not about trying to show off or compete with his brother, Prince William. In fact, it was to remind William that Harry can be there to take some of the load off. And again, going into the criticism of William for carrying out less numbers of engagements than his father. We don't need you, Prince Harry. And there are palace sources that spoke to both the Telegraph and Rebecca English at the Daily Mail, who's separate to this individual that wrote this piece, that said, Harry is trying to create more problems between his brother, Prince William, and King Charles. And I truly believe this. I'm under the opinion, I'm in the team that believes that this is Harry trying to stir the you-know-what pot, because we don't need him there to support Prince William. Prince Harry is a liability.
You made your bed, lie in it.
Yeah, we can't trust that he won't sell secrets, because it looks like he has in the last few weeks. Maybe he hasn't monetized off of them, but certainly for popularity, I think he's there's been some trash for cash when it comes to like Us Weekly saying that the King and Prince Harry held each other and cried during their meeting. He's refusing to take accountability, like when he tells The Guardian that his conscience is clear. This is not somebody you want on your team. He's not a team player. He's a liability. I don't think he's an asset to the family. I believe he's a threat.
A lot of people saying, we've only got a minute and a half, that William was very annoyed that he met his father and annoyed that he's rushing around doing these charity things with a smile on his face, and making the other point that William spends too much time advocating being a father and a family, and that's designed to rub King Charles's nose in it. I'll stick my colours on the mast. I think that Prince William and his wife Catherine will save the British monarchy, and I think they'll be a fantastic king or queen. And like you, I don't think there's any place for that. I just don't trust him. I don't trust Harry. I'm not even talking about her.
No, oh gosh, no. No, and I think it's really unfair to do this to Prince William. In 2024, he spent time dodging the most vile online abuse thrown at his wife, and worried every day as to whether or not his children were going to grow up without a mother, which is something he personally experienced. His wife was dealing with cancer privately and then publicly, and even publicly, she was still hounded by the American media, TMZ hiding in the bushes. Give this guy a break. And he doesn't know when he's going to wake up and be king. So if he wants to take some time to enjoy his small children, for the love of God, let him wake up and enjoy his small children.
We're glad you woke up. We love having you on. Thank you so much.
Royal tensions explode. Prince Harry and Prince William's rift looks deeper than ever, while Sarah Ferguson faces a new scandal as 4 major charities cut ties over resurfaced Jeffrey Epstein links. What does this mean for Prince Andrew, King Charles, and the Yorks' future in the monarchy?